I'm Scoot, and welcome to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. So, I'm going to expose Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Republican presidential hopeful as a bullshit artist. And this became obvious today. I had a feeling it was coming, and he stepped in his own shit. I want to be careful how I say this because I don't want YouTube to take down the video. And when they took down the video the other night, I appealed, and they accepted my appeal, which was very reasonable, fact based, and they put the video right back up. That was the one on the QAnon representative is not being censored, contrary to what conservative media, social media would have you believe. There are also some other interesting videos. If you haven't subscribed, I invite you to become a subscriber. It's free, and we're just building this channel, and so you're part of this from the very beginning. And it's going to get better, but you will remember these early beginnings. It's an extension of my radio show on WWL in New Orleans. And you can subscribe. It's free, and we give you a notice every time we post something. Rand Paul, mask freedom fighter, bullshit. Yeah, I talk about that in a video. These are a couple of the videos that are doing well. Still, people are infatuated with this one video. Brandy Love, conservative porn star. Yeah, this woman's a porn star. She's conservative. She goes to a conservative conference in Tampa. They kick her out for being a porn star. Well, how did they recognize her unless they're watching porn? God, this is so hypocritical. My one-on-one conversation with John Lodge of the Moody Blues. He was in his home in UK, and I'm here in my apartment in downtown New Orleans. We had a great in-depth conversation. So it's a real good insight into iconic rock and roll in the past and really where we are today. And John Lodge is very interesting because he's an evangelical Christian, and yet he's been in rock all these years and married to the same woman. So I've really enjoyed my conversation with him. And also another thing that I touch on is gay or not. For some reason, my entire career, a lot of people think I'm gay. Anyway, I talk about my journey in a video, Gay or Not. And so that's also here on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. All right, let's get to Ron DeSantis. Earlier this week, from the office of the Florida Governor, Ron DeSantis, the Florida Board of Education could withhold salaries of superintendents and school board members who defy the governor's executive order prohibiting mask mandates. So here's what the governor was saying. And he's really tough, and he really takes a strong position when he says it. He says in a very determined, assertive way, if I'm banning, I'm prohibiting mask mandates in schools, and if any school puts in a mask mandate, I will cut salaries. And again, he said it in a very assertive manner. Look what comes out today. Headline reads, DeSantis softens school board salary threats over mask mandates because the governor's administration now admits they have no control over the salaries of these people. So what the hell? You know, Ron DeSantis is a phony. He's a noisemaker. And he so wants to be president. But he's pandering to a small group of MAGA extremists. And they're making a lot of noise and they're supporting him and he's doing well. Well, okay, he was doing well in the polls. And then when he started to drop in the polls, then he changed his whole attitude. Another thing that he did, and for a Republican to do this, for a Republican politician to say the government can tell business what to do, totally defies conservative ideology. So Ron DeSantis was telling all of the cruise ships coming into Miami and Fort Lauderdale, you are not allowed to ask passengers to show proof of vaccination or proof of a negative test. A U.S. district judge in Miami told the governor, he's full of shit, that the cruise ships can do that. See, all in the name of mega extremists. It's okay when Republicans act like damn Democrats. I tell you, I'm a registered independent. I was a Republican most of my life. And much of what I do on my radio show and much of what I do here on social media, whether you realize it or not, I'm trying to save the Republican Party from its own demise because they're eating themselves. There are some really great Republicans out there who have a hell of a lot to offer and could bring the Republican Party back to what it is supposed to be. When the Republican Party got hijacked by all this bullshit about religion and we're against this and we're against that and we're getting involved in everybody's lives, it was bullshit. That's when the Republican Party lost me. I didn't leave the party left me. So I'm a registered independent and describe myself as a radical moderate. So DeSantis is just totally exposed as a fraud. He's proving that he does not have the testicular fortitude to stand up to his bark. He's weak. And he's just feeding bullshit to the mega extremists. So he should be canceled out. And I know there are a lot of people who love him and think, man, he is our hope. He's our hope. Okay, so we know Trump's going to run in 2024, but Ron DeSantis is our hope in 2024. I kind of don't get that because Ron DeSantis is, I mean, his lips have been firmly planted on Trump's ass for a long time. And yet he must love Trump, but he must honestly see what I see, and that is that Trump is going to fade between now and 2024. If I'm wrong, I will be right here to admit I was wrong. So become a subscriber here to the Scoot on the YouTube channel. And if I'm wrong, you'll get the notice that we posted something live after the election, or when if he becomes a viable candidate in 2024, I'll come on here and do a video and say, guess what? I was wrong. But I think Trump is going to continue to fade and become more and more irrelevant between now and 2024. So we'll see what happens. So I love exposing DeSantis, and then let's also talk for just a moment about Texas Governor Gregory Abbott, who is drinking the Kool-Aid. He also is trying to stop schools from having mask mandates, like it's some kind of a big deal. Like we can't, we're somehow hurting the children if students have to wear masks. Where's the scientific evidence behind this? I'm sure there's some crap on some of the social media platforms that allow people to lie and present misinformation. I'm sure there's bullshit there that explains how bad they are, but there's no legitimate medical information indicating that kids are going to suffer that much from wearing a damn mask. They'll suffer more if they get COVID. So, Gregory Abbott, Texas governor, a Republican, he got shut down too. A civil district court in San Antonio this week struck him down and said a school district has a right to have a mask mandate. And once again, Gregory Abbott, another Republican acting like a Democrat. My criticism of these Republicans is really an attempt to save the Republican Party, because there are a lot of good Republicans and a lot of good conservatives, and the Republican Party has gone astray, and it went astray under Donald Trump. I had people call my radio show on WWL, and one guy called up and he defined himself as a conservative Republican who was a rat. He said, "You've heard of rhinos, Republican in name only?" He said, "I'm a rat. I'm part of the group Republicans Against Trump. And they exist. And the diehard Trumpers never want to admit that, but it is true. They think every Republican, every conservative loves what they love. They're full of shit. And so is Trump. It's not that Trump's a Republican. It's the kind of person he was. It's who he was. And then we're learning more about this possible coup. I mean, the things that he did to try to cling to the presidency because he knew he lost. Trump knew he lost. And that's why he tried to convince people to say that the election was rigged. Trump knew he lost, and yet he's got all these other people around the country believing that he really won. Man, he is playing you like a puppet. You're a pawn in his game of political chess. And not only that, but he is raising millions of dollars. He is taking your money. He's taking your money faster than a stripper gets some money from a married guy in a strip club. And he can do whatever he wants with it. So who's dumb? Trump or the person who gives him money? Thank you for joining me here on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. And again, I hope you become a subscriber. I also have a Facebook page and Instagram, Scoot on the Air, and Twitter at Scoot WWL. And I'll get more active with Twitter as time goes on. But thank you for joining me here, and join me on my radio show tomorrow. I'll tell you, it's free for all Friday on the show tomorrow. I really have little control over the show on any given day, but we have less control on a Friday. So it will be fun. It's a little bit chaotic, but it's live and it's fun and it's happening and it's where politics and pop culture meet your opinions. And that's on WWL. You can go to the WWL.com website, listen in live, or download the app Odyssey, AUDACY. Type in WWL, and you've got our show wherever you have your phone.